It was 1995, and Mark Reynolds had just turned 14. His bedroom was his sanctuary, filled with posters of Nirvana and Jurassic Park action figures. But the most unusual thing in his room was an old mirror that his grandma had given him before she passed away. It had an intricate gold frame and a peculiar glow around its edges. One rainy afternoon, as Mark was absent-mindedly polishing the glass, he noticed something strange. The reflection didn't match the room behind him. Instead of his familiar posters and bed, he saw an older version of the room, darker, with different furniture, and a strange clock ticking loudly in the background. Mark's curiosity got the better of him. He touched the surface of the mirror, and suddenly it wasn't a mirror anymore. It was a gateway. The cool glass pulled him through, and when he opened his eyes, he wasn't in 1995 anymore. The room had changed, the posters were gone, and the digital clock on his nightstand now read September 17th, 2024. He stumbled out of the room, feeling disoriented. The hallway, once covered in floral wallpaper, was now sleek and minimalistic. His parents' voices echoed from downstairs, but they sounded older, wearier. He hurried down the stairs and found them sitting in the living room, faces drawn, wrinkles deeper than he remembered. "Mark!" his mother gasped, dropping the remote. How did you—" Mark tried to explain, but the words tangled up inside him. "The mirror. I touched it, and I ended up here. When am I?" His father, now greying at the temples, shook his head. "You're in 2024, but we lost you. You disappeared when you were 14. No one knew what happened." Mark's mind raced. He had to get back. Back to his posters, his CDs, his carefree 90s life. He rushed up the stairs, back to the room that wasn't his anymore, and stood in front of the mirror, which now looked like an ordinary piece of glass. Without hesitating, he touched the surface again. It rippled, pulling him through. When he blinked, he was back in his familiar 1995 room, Smashing Pumpkins playing softly on his stereo. Mark knew the truth now. This mirror was a door to the future. But as he stared at his reflection, he made a decision. For now, the future could wait. The 90s were calling, and he wasn't ready to leave them behind just yet. But the mirror would always be there, waiting.